I feel like we have the right to do this, to do our work, to perform our work, to share what is happening at this moment. So we media being denied access into the premises, I think it's a matter of time relating to the media, because these people work with time. So we the media also have to be up on our game. If it is 3:30, we have to be here maybe around 2 to wait so that everything will start speaking for us. Because for me personally, I got here around 3 and I spent about an hour or even more waiting for everything to start. So I got here, and I was even denied access at some point. But then later I spoke to one of the officers in charge over here, explaining to him. They were like, "I don't have my tag." And I said, "Yes, I don't have it." But then I spoke to my boss, and then they were like, "Okay, GBC is part of the media team, so I have the access to get inside there." So that's why I came here earlier.
Voting actually ended at 5 p.m. at the polling stations. And then after voting ends, counting will have to take place before these ballot boxes are transported to the collation center here. So it's not as if you get here at 5 p.m. or even 6 p.m.
All ballot boxes from the various 19 polling stations across the Ablekuma North constituency have safely arrived at the regional collation center of the EC, where eventually they're going to be open and declarations or collations made, which will eventually lead to some declaration. But unconfirmed results so far has it that the NDC has a slight marginal lead over the NPP. And so indulge me while we go through some of the provisional results we've had so far. So far, some of the provisional results we've had are the Bethel Baptist Church, NPP, the New Patriotic Party, had 89 votes. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, had 82 votes. At the Methodist Church polling station, the New Patriotic Party, NPP, had 77 votes, 77, and the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, had 130 votes. Light of Gospel Ministries, Odoko, the New Patriotic Party, had 63 votes. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, had 53 votes. South Odoko cluster of schools, the New Patriotic Party, NPP, had 9. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, had 18. At the Church of Pentecost, 1. The NPP, New Patriotic Party, had 81 votes, 81. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, had 1. Presby Odoko, 4. At the Presbyterian Church, Odoko, 4. The New Patriotic Party had 31 votes, 3-1. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, had 37 votes, 37 votes. At the Church of Pentecost, North Odoko, 4. The New Patriotic Party had 21 votes, 2-1, and the NDC, National Democratic Congress, had 38 votes, 38 votes. Please be informed that these are provisional, unconfirmed reports or results. Let's go back to the grounds where at the Church of Pentecost, North Odoko, 2, The New Patriotic Party had 16 votes. To the St. John the Baptist Catholic Church. And there, the New Patriotic Party, NPP, had 74 votes, 7-4. And the NDC, National Democratic Congress, had 68 votes. This so far has been a provisional result from our correspondents on the ground at the Ablekuma. With the evening news. This is GBC News. My name is Darrell Alantego. It is your election broadcast.
Let's hurry up, let's hurry up.
Let's just hear from Service that meter. Sarah, video this one. One to my
And it's still the live coverage of the Ablekuma Rerun election. I am Samuela Korte, and I have been joined by my colleague
Darrell Alantego.
And Jonathan Itimdapo is here to translate the news into sign language. You're welcome. The president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Albert Jumfor, has strongly condemned the assault on a journalist during the Ablekuma North parliamentary rerun and is calling on the police hierarchy to take bold, decisive action against the offending officer. This follows an incident on Friday, July 11, 2025, where a journalist with GH1 TV, Mr. Ajekum Banahene, was slapped by a uniformed police officer at the Church of Pentecost, North Odoko Polling Station 2, while covering proceedings at the polling center. Mr. Banahene, who was attempting to access the inner perimeter to report on the election, was assaulted in full view of the public and cameras. He has since expressed fear for his safety, saying the attack has left him deeply shaken. Reacting to the incident, Mr. Jumfor described it as a serious breach of press freedom and human rights and demanded swift justice. And meanwhile, the minority in parliament has also condemned reported incidents of violence and disruptions that marred the parliamentary rerun election in 19 polling stations within the Ablekuma North constituency on Friday, July 1, 2025. In a statement signed by the minority leader, Mr. Alexander Apenyo-Makin, the caucus expressed deep concern over what it described as a pattern of violent disturbances that continue to undermine the democratic process and deny residents of Ablekuma North their constitutional right to parliamentary representation. According to the minority, the incident included physical assault on prominent political figures and media personnel, confrontations between individuals believed to be political party affiliates and the police, and alleged impersonation of security officers at some polling stations. Specific incidents cited include the reported assault on the New Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate Nana Ekuye-Usufriye, former Fisheries Minister Mavis Hawakumson, and former Member of Parliament for Okakwe South, Dakwan Newman, at the St. Peter's polling station. The minority is calling on the Ghana Police Service to investigate all reported incidents thoroughly and ensure that perpetrators are held accountable. It also urged the deployment of adequate security to protect voters, journalists, and electoral officials as the process continues. The statement concluded with a call for restraint from all parties and appealed to civil society, the media, and the international community to monitor developments closely. Meanwhile, the Ghana Police Service says it has monitored a viral video in which one police officer is seen assaulting a reporter. According to press release issued by the Public Affairs Directorate of the Ghana Police Service and signed by Assistant Superintendent of Police Richmond Mensa, the officer concerned has been withdrawn from the ongoing election at Ablekuma North, and in line with internal disciplinary procedures, the officer has been interdicted and referred to the Police Professional Standards Bureau for investigations. The police assure the public that thorough investigation will be conducted into the matter and further updates will be communicated. I go back to our very first story where the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Albert Jumfor, has strongly condemned the assault on a journalist during the Ablekuma North parliamentary rerun and is calling on the police hierarchy to take bold, decisive action against the offending officer. This follows an incident on Friday, July 11, 2025, where a journalist with GH1 TV, Mr. Ejekumba Nahene, was slapped by a uniformed police officer at the Church of Pentecost North Odoko polling station 2 while covering proceedings at the polling center. Mr. Panahene, who was attempting to access the inner perimeter to report on the election, was assaulted in full view of public and cameras, and he has since expressed fear for his safety, saying the attack that left him or has left him deeply shaken. Reacting to the incident, Mr. Jumfor described it as a serious breach of press freedom and human rights and demanded swift justice.
The National Executive of the GJ is saddened and worried that today that we had a beautiful swearing-in ceremony after a successful election which calls for celebration. Some of our colleagues have been subjected to inhuman treatment at the parliamentary election rerun in the Ablekuma North constituency. The Ghana Journalists Association vehemently condemns the brutal and unprovoked assault on our colleague, Mr. Kwabena Ajekum Banayene, a journalist with the EIB network, IEGH1 and Star FM, by a police officer who our checks reveal that he is a divisional commander of a whole division. But we want to uphold the division in the name for now. And a Joy News reporter of the multimedia group, Salome Nati, while they were diligently covering the parliamentary election in the Constitution, in a way, while they were discharging their constitutional mandate. This incident, with the utmost gravity, and is appalled that officers in uniform who are expected to know better and protect civilians and journalists against attack are the ones callously attacking journalists. Ladies and gentlemen, journalists play an indispensable role during critical electoral process. Any attempt to intimidate, harass, or physically harm journalists in the line of duty is an affront to democratic principles and must be condemned in the strongest possible terms.
Still on the elections, the National Peace Council has condemned the violence and assaults that have marred the parliamentary rerun in the Ablekuma North constituency. In a press statement released on Friday, the council expressed grave concern over incidents that included physical attacks on journalists and a former minister of state, describing such acts as violations of individual rights and threats to the peace and stability of Ghana. The Peace Council welcomed the Ghana Police Service's swift action in interdicting an officer seen in a viral video assaulting a journalist. It also urged party leaders and supporters of both the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party to unite against political violence. Calling for justice, the Peace Council encouraged the police to conduct thorough investigations and bring all perpetrators to book. The council's intervention adds to growing calls from civil society and political figures urging calm and accountability. Of the United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers has observed that post-election violence remains a challenge to Ghana's democratic dispensation. This notwithstanding, he said a cursory reading of the various reports on election by observer missions indicate that Ghana has good democratic credentials. Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers made these statements at a post-2024 elections evaluation dialogue held in Koforidua, the Eastern Regional Capital.
The dialogue was organized by the National Peace Council and its development partners. Among other things, the dialogue served as a platform for participants to elevate, reflect, and most importantly, forge a common path forward. The chairman of the occasion, Most Reverend Emmanuel Kofi Fiano, expressed concern over lives that are lost as a result of electoral violence.
Despite commendable gains in democratic consolidation with peaceful transfer of power, judicial resolution of electoral disputes, and vibrant political pluralism, the persistence of election-related violence poses a serious threat to our national cohesion and democratic resilience.
A former special representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations for West Africa and the Sahel, Dr. Mohamed Ibn Chambers, who spoke via Zoom, outlined some measures that were put in place by the National Peace Council and their development partners to ensure a free, fair, and transparent elections.
Ghana once again demonstrated exemplary democratic credentials. The African Union commended, quote, the spirit of collaboration and patriotism among electoral officials, political party agents, the voters, and security personnel deployed to the polling stations as they work together, respecting their different roles, but ensuring a seamless and transparent voting and counting processes with the necessary checks and balances. End of quote.
A deputy special representative of the Secretary General of the UN Office for West Africa and the Sahel, Ms. Barry Lane Freeman, underlined the indispensable role played by the National Population Council, adding that the dialogue offered a timely opportunity to reflect on the 2024 elections and chart a path for social cohesion.
Yeah, Alan, it's really been a long day considering the Ablekuma North Rerun elections. We've seen some journalists and party officials assaulted and all that, and this has marred the election. What is your overall assessment of this election?
Thank you very much, Samuela. Once again, it's been a long day. The day began, especially for me, drive through the constituency to assess for myself what preparations there are so far as today's event is concerned, and then driving down to the studio before we got ourselves ready to go on air. But for the unfortunate incidents of journalist assault, as well as some former ministers of state and party functionaries who were caught up in some confrontations, I would broadly describe it as a very fruitful day, but for these unfortunate events. I would not be able to describe it as such in that, first of all, why would a journalist who's out there mainly to capture the event and tell the story, without any provocation, be assaulted by an officer who is supposed to know better? I doubt if there was any, not from the videos I've seen so far, that there was what we would describe as verbal confrontation or engagement between the two of them, apart from the journalist saying the officer asked him to move away from where he had positioned himself to record the event. Then there was a halt on proceedings at that polling station because of a certain chaos that erupted. Then we move fast forward to the almighty fight between political actors.
Yeah.
What surprised me the most was the distance people traveled to come and do nothing. Yes. So you'll find members of both parties traveling from far and near to be there.
To do nothing?
To do nothing.
Maybe they came to support their, what do you call it?
Support is measured by impact. What impact did their support lend to the event? It created unnecessary tension. It heightened fear among residents and electorates who are qualified to be at the polling stations to cast their votes. Some stayed away because of what they saw on TV. Yes. If a journalist who is a bystander or an independent observer is being slapped for being there, what will happen to me, who is going to be the kingmaker who goes to select or to vote for someone? Let me as well stay home. So it didn't really add anything at all to it. You know what they did? They could have stayed in their various constituencies and done the same thing via technology. Huge effect. But their presence there changed the dynamics. And that is what we need to look at going forward in our, subsequent elections. There will be more to come. We even have a by-election imminently on our hands.
Yeah.
And so these things should be looked at once again. The EC should look at some of these things again, and so that some of these things will be controlled and avoided. It was completely unnecessary. For me, it was, you went there to do nothing. Anyway, we're waiting for the EC's formal declaration of same. But then again, Samuela, look at is influence election command center at the Electoral Commission's regional offices, where all 19 polling stations ballot boxes have arrived safely, and counting has taken place, collation has taken place, and a declaration will be made by all means by the EC. Humu, if you can hear us, welcome. Congress, NDC. And so we will shortly be going to the regional office of the EC for confirmation of same. But Irabna Obing has been elected or called winner in this just ended rerun of the Ablekuma North constituency. We will be going to the center to join our colleague Humu to bring us some more updates on that. But information coming through has it that Irabna Obing has been formally and officially declared winner of the just ended Ablekuma North constituency elections. Right, so Samuela,
yeah,
there we have it. Irabna Obing called. Are you surprised by that?
I'm not at all, because it was obvious, considering, Ablekuma North. Mm-hmm. It's a stronghold of the NPP.
Sure.
But it looks like they don't really perform when they come into power. So the people are just tired of them.
Is it a case of, okay, so let's hold it here, Samuela, and go on the telephone to our correspondent, Humu Abdullahi Kulsum. Humu, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you are safe and well where you are. Can you hear me, Humu? You can hear me. Please tell us what the atmosphere or where you are, what is currently going on where you are. All right, Samuel, I guess I have to come back to you. And so you were telling us it was clearly a matter of the people being fed up with... right.
Conversations that were ongoing.
Okay.
So it was just clear that Irabna was going to, win.
Don't you feel party in power had a role to play in bringing it home?
No, I don't think so, because they have been complaining, ranting a lot. I mean, for some years, the NPP has been, holding that...
It's been a safe seat for the NPP especially. The NDC has never won that seat.
Yes.
It's been safe since 1996.
And they claim when they come, they don't really do anything in that constituency.
Sure. Samuel, once again, hold it there for us. Let's go back to Humu. Humu, thank you very much for holding for us. What can you tell us where you are? Faintly hear you. If you can hear me, please reposition yourself and join us if you can, please. Calling the camera person. All right, okay, so I'm hearing Humu is back with us. Humu, thank you very much for joining us. What can you tell us from where you are? What has been the final outcome of the elections where you are? Humu, please reposition yourself so you can hear me clear. We're trying to find out what the situation is where you are. We may have to get Humu to reposition herself. It's been a challenging evening to get through to her. I guess this constituency rerun. And what we have currently is a declaration and a confirmation that Irabna Obing, representing the National Democratic Congress, has been declared winner of the just ended Ablekuma North rerun. Let's go back to Humu. Humu, thank you very much. Good evening. Welcome. Humu, can you hear? Speak kindly, reposition yourself, and so we can engage, please.
Yes, but the live view is on, so if you can see my feed, if you still want to do it on phone, I'm ready for you.
Given that the NDC has never won that seat, what will that mean to them? Or what will
North constituency election rerun that took place this morning. If you just allow me, I'll just bring you the result officially from the returning officer. We have the NPP candidate Nana Ekwia Owusu Efriye getting 33,881. Then we have Irabna Obing from NDC getting 34,090. The total vote cast is 68,917. And we have rejected vote of 411. So officially, from the returning officer, Mr. Joseph Korte, Madam Irabna Obing of NDC is now the MP elect for the Ablekuma North constituency. She actually won the election with a difference of 209 votes. 209 votes. So this is officially from the returning officer for the Ablekuma North constituency election rerun that took place today, July 11th. Just once again, if you allow me, Nana Ekwia Owusu Efriye got 33,881. Madam Irabna Obing of NDC also got 34,090. The total vote cast is 68,907. And the rejected vote is 411. Per this result, it means that Madam Irabna Obing of NDC is the MP elect of the Ablekuma North constituency. He won the election with a difference of 209 votes. So this is it. This is it officially from here at the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission.
Let's now go back to the Electoral Commission's regional office where the declaration was made to witness the moment that declaration was made. Let's take a look.
Total valid vote, 68,970.
Sister, hello.
Total vote.
Hello, no, but you can't stand in front of the camera.
Now, Nana Epia Obusu Efiye, she pulled 33,881. Erebna Obin pulled 34,090. So I, Joseph E. Kwatela Ikwoti, the returning officer of Ablekuma.
Sister, calm down. Charlie, bring your hand up. GBC.
Declare Erabna Abuya Obey the NDC candidate as the MP elects for 3,881. Erabna Obey 34,917. Rejected vote 411. Total votes cast 68,328. Thank you. Total valid vote 68,970.
Sister, hello.
Rejected vote.
Hello, no, but you can't stand in front of the camera.
Now, Nana Epia Obusu Efiye, she pulled 33,881. Erebna Obin pulled the returning officer of Ablekuma.
Sister, calm down. Charlie, bring your hand up. GBC.
Declare Erabna Abuya Obey the NDC candidate as the MP elects for Ablekuma North.
The figures again, please.
The figures again.
Nana Pia 33,881. Erabna Obey 34,090. Total valid vote 67,917. Rejected vote 411. Total votes cast 68,328. Thank you.
Right, that's just gone is the moment the declaration was made by the returning officer for the Ablekuma North constituency, Joseph Ni Kwatela Ikwoti, declaring that the NPP's candidate, Nana Ekuya Owusu Afriye, 34,090 votes, thereby declaring that Erabna Obing has been duly elected the people's representative for the Ablekuma North constituency. Samuela, let me come to you. Right. Let me come to you in studio. I have to go on the phone, Samuel. I'll come to you very shortly. Do we have Kojo? Do we have Kojo on the phone once again with us? Kojo, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Alan.
Right, wonderful. That moment is here. A declaration has been made. Are you surprised by that?
Yeah, I'm not surprised because of what went on, the level of intimidation and also the power play, the mobilization of supporters to the constituency using government machinery and all that. This has happened before, so it's not surprising. So it really goes to affirm the fact that when a government or a political party is in government, it will do anything possible to retain a seat or take back a seat or just totally resume whatever was going on. So this is not a surprise to me in any way, Alan.
Kojo, do I get the impression from your comment that perhaps government or a party in power sort of took advantage of incumbency?
Indeed. You know, we've had this conversation several times where even in a run-up to a general election, you ask yourself that if the presidential candidate is for a second term and he's going on campaign tours, you ask yourself, the vehicles and all that the person uses, is it the political party, the personal resources, or because he's the president, so he uses that? Or when a government is exiting after 8 years and perhaps a minister becomes, especially a vice president becomes a flag bearer or a leader of the party and is going around, what mechanisms or state machinery does the person use? Is it personal or state? So indeed, when a political party is in government, Alan, and this is obvious that power belongs to them, they are able to test the pulse of voters and to know that this is what they need and this is what we are going to give to them. And it's going to be one of the campaign messages that went down well with the people is that, hey, Naipia is going into parliament as an opposition MP. There is little that she can do for you. However, if you vote for a Rabina, her government, her political party is in government. So we will be able to bring development to your doorstep. This is one message that sank well with the people. And I think that the strategy has worked for them. And when power changes or any other political party comes, if they sing the same tune and use the same strategy, Alan, it is going to work for them.
Besides the message you just referred to, how worrying is it, especially for us observers, seeing that some political party machinery was mobilized to bring home the seat to the NDC?
It's very worrying. So it goes back to the fact that what the conversations we've always been having. What is the key purpose of us going to the polls? Is it indeed to empower a few group of persons for them to also get closer to authority and have power, access to resources, and change the lives of a few group of persons? Or we go to the polls to indeed elect leaders who have development at their heartbeat and then are seeking to really transform society for the better. But I feel that the former has been the way around since we entered into the Fourth Republic in 1992, that people are elected. It's an enterprise. It's a business venture. You go in and you know very well that you are going to reap something thereof. So indeed, when a political party is in government, we should be worried as to how they mobilize resources to be able to go into an election. If you quite remember, the 2004 general election, when Kufuor was going again, people started complaining about how certain group of persons and leaders within the party started using their power, buying items for electorate, whether cooking oil, whether outboard motors, whether bicycles. I mean, there's a lot of things. And this modern era, Alan, we don't need to see the outboard motors or the rice and the cooking oils and the GTB cloths and the rest of them. There is technology. Momo is the way to go, and people are really utilizing it. So when people are caught on camera giving envelopes to people just to induce them and saying that, oh, it is TNT, it is just for them to transport themselves from their homes to the police station, and now they don't do that, I know for sure that all the political parties in Ghana have registers of their various constituencies, narrow it down to the various police stations. They have police station coordinators who have the numbers of all the people who vote over there, and they know their houses. So they give them what they have to give them under the cover of darkness, even now electronic transactions without us knowing. So we should be worried that the monetization of our politics, it is something that is hitting deep down into the fiber of our democracy. And in the next 20 years, Alan, I fear for the caliber of leaders that we are going to have, whether indeed they are critical thinkers, whether indeed they are prepared for leadership, or whether indeed because their pockets are deep. Alan.
Do we have constituents of Ablekuma North making the statement better late than never, given that the NPP has been the leader as far as the MPship of that constituency is concerned? Is it a better late than never statement to the NPP, especially to the NDC, having won the seat for the first time?
Well, Alan, when you look at the historical antecedent of that constituency, indeed, from 1992, it was an NDC seat. Then it came to Kwamina Batel's from 1996 to 2004, which he held and held very well because he became minister. He had dominance within that constituency. Then from 2004, from 2008 to 2012, Joe Apia, that we all know, also held it.
All right, Kojo, could you please hold your horses for me? We're crossing over to the Ablekuma North constituency, where the at the regional office of the EC, where Irabna Obin, the elected member of parliament, is made.
Yes, Honorable. Honorable. Yeah, man.
You currently witnessing You're currently watching live pictures from the EC's regional here in the Greater Accra region, where the MP-elect for the Ablekuma North constituency, Madam Irabna Obing, Honorable, is currently making her way to the center, where we're expecting her to address her followers and the crowds who thronged the Collation Center to witness the declaration. Joe Esiama Ado, a political analyst who's been talking to us since we've been on air all day. Kojo, thank you so very much for holding on for us. I was asking earlier whether this election of Irabna Obing is a statement of a better late than never on the part of the NPP?
Yes, indeed. I mean, I was given a historical antecedent about the seat, and you realize that the NPP had indeed made a mistake. So we know that Afriye was the candidate, was a parliamentary candidate. She was the deputy ambassador to China in 2016. And then also Sheila Patel's scheme, she has also been unseated. So it's about the inconsistency. It tells the constituents, and it gives power to the opponent to tell that, hey, these guys, having presented Kwamina Batel's for 3 consecutive terms, having presented Joe Apia for 2 consecutive terms, they should have been able to also present Sheila Batel's for either 2 terms or 3 terms. So there were internal cracks within the NPP at the constituency level, and the NDC capitalized on it, which they should have solved. Do you change a winning team? Do you feel that your safe seat, because it's a safe seat for you, a safe constituency for you, you could be just alternating between candidates? It was a very wrong move for them, because as an analyst and sitting behind the scenes, looking at the history and looking at how many times the NPP has been able to be on the seat and the number of times the NDC has been, this is the second time since 1992 that the NDC has occupied the seat. It clearly gives you that the NPP has a full grip. However, the changing of the candidates within this short period, 2016 up to 2024.
Once again, we'll have to ask you to hold it there for us. Kojo, please bear with us. Let's go is engaging some constituents of Irabna Obing, who's just been declared the winner.
Where did you get the confirmation from?
Oh, well, one of my people told me that we've won. You know, we've won, you understand me? We've won already before all this started. So we know where we are standing. So they can't show us that we know that we've won. And she will be the MP. And she is the MP. Nothing can change the outcome, you understand me? Yeah, we've won. And even at the collation polling centers, we saw everything. You know, we collected some of the polling centers, about 6 or 7 or so. And then the results were good. I think she and the other lady only won at one police station from all.
The radiasi say ya tu abanewie. Obiangu ye, moja biangu from ye. The radiasi. The John Dramani Mahamasi. The Ghana nyina fuasi. The Musumasi. Why? The radio ye nyina obiam prawo emu ye. Obiam hu ye. The radiasi. Anka MPP anka manfu ewu. Yeah, the side of Biangu, yeah, the radius why.
So, you've heard some people giving their impressions about the whole process. They see a lot of people jubilating, they are playing music and all that. They've swamped me, and it seems everybody wants to talk to me at the moment. We are yet to get the confirmation from the EC. We don't know what the exact results are, but then we see a lot of people jubilating. We just want to find out their impressions and everything ongoing at the moment. So, please, what's your name?
My name is Emilina Tagbo from Ewutu Senya East.
Okay, so you are...
This morning I've missed something that I should have been there. My former MP, Hawa Kumsi, 2000, that was 2020 mass registration. I am a victim of his things. And I missed this thing.
Heard from some of the jubilees. The moment they are all talking about the coalition at the moment. The place is so crowded. So many people are talking and jubilating. Some people are chanting. Some people are cheering. And grateful that the security here has been beefed up. A lot of security personnel here trying to maintain law and order. Traffic is moving freely. But then, we get yes. So as you can hear from the surrounding, so many people are at the EC Electoral Commission office where the coalition is ongoing at the moment. We just saw Madam Irabna Obing just leave the
constituency, Ablekuma North. We're going on the phone to engage agency and a member of the national communications team of the National Democratic Congress, NDC. Honorable Daniel Ashiama, welcome and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me this evening, sir.
Honorable, it's official, it's been declared. How does that make you feel? Irabna Obing have won the Ablekuma North constituency for the NDC.
I am singularly thankful to God for these results because the whole of today I've talked on two TV stations and a radio station and thanking God, thanking His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, thanking the national chairman, all the executives of the National Democratic Congress, thanking all Ghanaians and well wishes. The sweet victory, some of us saw it coming because wherever I go today or went today, I said that this rerun is a referendum on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's performance in the 7th month of getting the power, or Ghanaians giving him the power to rule this country. And so I wasn't actually afraid at all because the signs of economic performance are showing on every wall and every place in this country. People talk about, if you meet an MPP person, he talks that, oh, I have never voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. But when somebody is doing well, say it. In fact, the fuel price has come down. In fact, the exchange rate is okay.
Yes.
In fact, the uncapping of the GET fund, the national health insurance, even my daughter told me yesterday that the pharmacists are happy because the government has paid the arrears, those who are running the insurance, the national health insurance. So all these things are on the ballot. This is what I said. And looking at this on the ballot, I was really confident that this sweet victory that has come this evening will by all means come. I thank God for the life of Elrabna Obin, for standing strong for all this while. My brother, if you have not contested an election that they declare you a winner, it is cancelled, and now you have to do all the maneuvers again to contest and win. It takes a lot of energy. And we only thank God for her life. And I will also thank God for Madame Afriye's life, because it is not easy at all. But in any context or every contest, one person will by all means win. And that one person is the one that I was sure of winning since the time that they declared that there should be a rerun. So Ghana, we say congratulations to Ghana itself, because we've seen a peaceful election despite the skirmishes that we saw around, of issues that we saw around. We thank God for this peaceful election and declaration. We must continue to build institutions, not strong men. And I love this about what? The Minister for Defense, Honorable Dr. Omani Buama, who is our election director, national election director, that he is not going to deploy any military man to the polling centers. And I congratulate the police too. For today, it has been hot, but they've been up for the tax. Because other than that, if they were not to be there today, things would have been something else. So we thank everybody. And then the election officials, the journalists. I sympathize with the gentleman or the journalists that were affected today through the struggle and the slabs that we saw. It's rather unfortunate.
Sure.
That is not the way to build a nation.
Thank you very much.
We must build strong institutions. So congratulations to all of us.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ashama. But Honorable, how worried were you when you heard about the chaos that erupted and some political actors having commander attack by elements who are yet to be identified, especially were you?
In fact, I was so worried. I was actually at GTV weekly review. And George Sapon asked me, in fact, I was so worried. It was so bad. I don't want to see such things. To me, I don't want to see such things. But you see that people too were coming out with all their opinions. But I, in particular, it was so worrying. And I felt sorry because this is not democracy that I want to see, or election that I want to see. I want to see all of us marching to the polling station, voting peacefully, chatting and laughing. But there are some of these things that are very exceptional that I saw today. And I told George that I was very, very sorry for what has happened. Yes, everybody may have his or her ideas. People are recounting what Honorable Howard Kumsin did in Kaswa. Yes, it has happened then, but we cannot say that equalization should continue in such a manner. So I will say sorry to do their job so that we'll come to finality of what has happened and why that has happened, so that we'll take it as a lesson going forward in our elections, that sad things will never happen again.
You described this election as a referendum on the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We have a very imminent one on our hands in relation to Akwatia. How prepared is the NDC going into that election, and what safety measures are you putting in place to ensure that the chaos we saw today will not be seen if we go to Akwatia?
With the chaos, I'm sure it will not happen. But there has been a trend, and so if that trend will follow, I think we as NDC must strategize very, very well. Because I don't want to remind people of the past and the pains. I say that when we lose a member of parliament, especially so when it's a man, we usually use see that the other political parties will be a bit weakened because there will be that sympathy vote for that particular woman. And so if it happens that way, then you see that NDC must go well strategized to be able to capture the seat, but not with brow or energy or buying of votes. No. MPP taught me a lesson that even if you have money full of skyscrapers, you can't buy people's conscience. They distributed so much money, but it couldn't work in 2024 elections. And so I will advise my people that always let us use good governance as a referendum or something that should be on the ballot, but not money in the pocket, stuck in car boots or guns or any using the macho men. No, that shouldn't be. So we as NDC must study the terrain very well, and the candidate that will come up will inform our decision as to which strategy to adopt in Akwatia by-elections. But in any case, I'll say my condolences to the families of our brother that we lost. But NDC, we will never say die. We must strategize. It is a game or a match that we must perform very, very well. It will be very, very good if Akwatia people voted 100% for NDC, because MPP have shown us horror film, horror governance. Everybody lost money under Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. The banks lost money, the pensioners lost money, business people lost money, exchange rate was abysmal. Printing of money by Dr. Addison was just bad, so bad. But we couldn't get the results.
Honorable Ashama, we're really very grateful for your time and you taking the time to speak to us on the outcome of these elections. We're really very grateful. We'll come back to you another time when the need arises. We're really very grateful. And so that has been the Honorable Daniel Ashiama, Acting Executive Director for Complementary Education Agency, a member of the NDC's communication team. Let's come in studio. Samuela, it's official. Irab Naobing. Yes. Declared winner.
Congratulations to her.
Congratulations.
And can we conclude by saying incumbency dominates elections?
It does, but not all the time. We saw that in Asin North. Yes.
So going forward, we think there should be more education on or sensitization on election violence, so that these petty attacks and all that, you know, will be kept.
Thank you so very much. It's been a long day being with you. My name is Darrell Alantego, and I've been doing the evening news as well as election broadcast with
Samuela Korte and Jonathan Intimdako interpreted the news into sign language. Good evening.
Good evening.